You must vote. Raza, you must vote. Regardless of where you stand, you must vote. We have an election coming up, and there's a lot of things that we need to take into consideration. We need to talk about more important ideas, right? And one of those ideas is political power, is power in general, but political power. We have that. And right now we are in voting season. Basically, they call it the primaries. And then in November, you're going to have possible runoffs. And we've seen what happened in Texas and what the people in Texas are doing out there, rising up against the right wing Republican. That's important because here in California, we're in an even stronger position to make sure that right wing Republicans do not get elected. So let me start out again by pointing out that we are Raza, we are the numbers, we have the power. This is something that is in our history. Some of our current leaders, including Dolores Huerta, have been pushing voting for years, and that is a form of resistance. But it doesn't work if we don't, one, participate in this quote unquote democracy, which I understand there's problems with the system. But when it comes to the vote locally, like your city, your county, your state, when it comes to those votes, we can make things happen because our vote is a direct vote. Now, here's a sad truth. A lot of us, the vast majority of us, Raza, who identify as Chicanos, indigenous, even Latinos and Hispanics, Mexicanos, right? The vast majority of us don't even vote. We do not vote. Those of us who are eligible to vote. The system knows that, and they purposely keep us from voting. So as these elections approach, we've got a decision to make, and it's basic mathematics. This I've heard this said before, but it's true. If we don't cast our vote, we're not counted. If we sit at home, we're not counted. There's a lot of great candidates, and if you look at what both the political parties, Republicans and Democrats, have done, they purposely have knocked some of these candidates off the ballot. So the organization for Raza right now, as we talk, is not there. So what's left for us to do is to consolidate our vote. That means join together. Take a an example from Texas, where the people came together several times throughout the years. They voted despite their political affiliation. They voted despite what people were saying, how they should vote. And Razonilla, for example, and others have stood up and voted as a bloc in during the 1970s. And they made that happen. They made change. Well, this is no different for us here in California. If we as a bloc vote, two leading candidates right now are Xavier Becerra and Steve Hilton, who came from Europe, England. He's not even from here. So when you have those two candidates up there, what's left to choose when the Democratic Party and Republican parties have basically reduced it down to two basic candidates, and that's Becerra and Hilton? The obvious choice is to pull that lever. Mathematically, we've got to get that dude Hilton out of here. He's a racist, MAGA, a Trump endorsed, some white supremacist. We do not need that. We got to get rid of that type of thinking, that ideology, because long after Trump is gone, dead, and people have celebrated, we need to vote and vote wisely, because at the end of the day, we got to hold our own accountable as well. And if Javier Becerra, if he wins, you know what? Let's hold him accountable. He's a Chicano, right? We've been talking about accountability. Let's hold him accountable. That's our job as a community. And in these times, when you talk scientifically, when you talk mathematically, it is a science. This is why we call it political science. People participate, we observe what they do, and we know from historical observation that when people sit at home and don't vote, you know what? At the end of the day, we're going to get what we voted for. But at the end of the day, too, we still have to go look at anybody who wins, including Javier Becerra, if he wins, or whoever else might win. And we got to hold them accountable, regardless of whether you vote for them or not. That's our duty. That's what we need to do. We can't just complain and not do nothing, because at the end of the day, that doesn't serve the community. It's great criticism, but it doesn't serve the people. Okay, so use that power. Don't sit at home. Use that power. Let's try to get these right wingers, white supremacists out of here, and let's hold those who do win accountable. And if it's Becerra, then we are going to be here to hold him accountable.